Hello and welcome back to Vintage Unicorn Beauty, Makeup, and etc. Today I am going to be doing for episode 4 of my alternative looks. This, I don't know where I dreamt this up. I just started thinking about it at work today and was like so excited to try it. It is my Smoky Cut Crease Emerald Double Wing, and I will probably think of an abbreviated term for it, but I must say I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pull it off, and I think I did it to a fairly amazing degree of precision. So that's just my opinion. I don't know, but thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe at the end of this video and enjoy. Mwah. Alright, so coming up, I just want to get a little bit of color in the crease as a depth shade. Now to do that, I am going to be working out of the Lime Crime palette, and though this is a highlighty kind of palette, I'm going to go straight in for that very light green. It is extremely pigmented, and I just want to place that in the crease. So that it is peeking through on the other side. All right. It's a little bit of a color issue. This brush was perfectly clean. I don't know if it got another shadow on it, but it's a really pretty little light green there, and I just want that to be translucent just above the crease, and I don't want it to go away. Now I'm going to go in with the more intense shades and build the depth that will accompany the liner. So I'm going into the Divine palette, into the color Pink Flamingos, which I've never tried before. I'm going to continue adding to that color just there in the crease, making it really, really green. Bringing a little under the eye. All right, now that that green is there, I want to dip into Filthy, which is a gray color, and just below it, start blending that in for that depth. Start really lightly blending that into the green to darken it up and add that gradient that I'm going to want. I'm going to cut the crease, so a lot of this is going to go away, but I want that color there in the background. And just blending very gently. And I also want to get a little bit of the Filthy in my outer V. And just start painting over that eye, blending into that beautiful green, which I am going to intensify. Now what I'm going to do with the same brush is I'm going to dip into Baltimore, which is this beautiful sapphire, and continue going into the crease. Just really hitting it with all the colors that I see in my eye color that I want to accentuate. And I do want green to be the major motif, but a greenish blue is perfectly fine as well. And I really want to build that color and get it clean. So I'm going to blend and be right back. All right, now that I have that blue-green blended up my eye, I want to cut my crease, and I'm going to do so using the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer in the shade Whiteout. And I am already doing it. I'm doing both eyes, so let's focus on my left eye. Just to deposit the pigment and see what it looks like, and then begin to cut the crease. Kind of like a drop and drag method. The cool thing about using a light color concealer like this is it picks up the color from the gradient and incorporates it into your cut crease. So there is a faintness of green in the cut crease. And this concealer is working just so well. I'm really happy with it. And I want to get a little bit in my waterline too, just on this side, just so that I can have something really stark to highlight against. I'm like thinking of 1,000,001 uses for this. Anywhere that I'm going to have the wing, I want there to be a little bit of a cut crease. I don't want to cut all the way across, but I want that crease to be intact. So, okay, we're only working on my left eye right now. It's about to duplicate on the other side. And I'm just going to clean that up a little bit and blend it in. And it has dried down almost right away. So now I'm going to go in for the full shebang, and for that I need a clean pencil brush. So that would be my go-to, my Morphe M321, and I'm going to make sure it's still a little tacky, so I will be right back. All right, it has dried down really nicely, and so I'm going to go in and make this just a little bit darker. I'm going to take the pink flamingo color, again, the super green, and start recutting that crease with that bright green, taking note that I will be going over it several times, and I will then be cutting it with a black. But for now, I just want to focus on packing that green color in my crease. And just blending it out so that it's really there. All right, there it is. I'm always so excited when like I'm starting to see what I'm wanting to do come to life. If this works out, when this works out, I think I might wear this tomorrow. And I might want to like try and experiment with this and use the blues in this palette as well. All right, so there I have a very green eye, very green. And now this is what I want to do. I want to clean off my brush just by dabbing it in any kind of transfer sponge, and I want to go in with that unicorn, I'm sorry, not the unicorn, the D'Antoinette palette by Lime Crime with that green color and start pushing it into the crease a little bit. Just like that. And then I want to go in with the silver shade, which is on the far side, and begin to give it a highlight. And I actually want to take that highlight a little higher, and I will add more momentarily. So there is the beginning of the eye, and now it is time. I am going to get my liner ready, and we are going to go in for this double wing. All right, so I'm going to be using two brushes. One is a super precise eyeliner, and the other is the Morphe M432, which is a flattened one. This I have used in the past, but I made sure it was very clean. This is brand new. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm going to be using my Ofra gel liner in black. And I want to be very precise. So here we go. I'm going to start just beginning to make my wing. And adding slowly but precisely. And if there's not enough product the first time you go over it, I would always say it's better to go over in light strokes and then fill in after your shape is complete. Like what I just did there, I got some on my eyelashes, and that's okay. So this side is going to go up and into the crease, whereas the lower lash line is going to be a real attention getter. So I want to fill in and do an Arabic cat eye. And before that gel liner dries fully, I want to blend it. So while I'm adding, I just want to start feathering it. All right, now that that is in place, I'm going to start drawing the wing. Now the geometric shape of the wing is completely up to you. Just know that whatever I don't have on the other side of the wing is going to be cut away. So I'm going to do that in cleanup. So the wing is going to go straight from here and I am going to slowly start working my way upward. All right. I in no way want the top line to take away from the action that's going to go on the bottom line. So for now, I am just going to stick to building in the upper line. Now that I have it where I want it, I am going to, actually, I learned a trick that if I hold the brush slightly upside down, I can build in that crease with a little more precision. And that's really it, just establishing the basic line. And I'm actually going to take it out a little further. And I really want to fill in only the bottom part with the liner, because the rest is going to be gradiented in with shadow. So just the outer corner is what I want to intensify with liner. There it is. There's the shape I wanted. Sometimes makeup just makes me so happy that I smile and I totally ruin what I'm doing. But this is going to be really blended, so I don't see it mattering too much. And that's about as far as I want it, because I want that green to be there, and then I just want to fill in that crease. Now on the bottom line, there's going to be a little bit more drama. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flat brush, make sure that it is coated nicely, using the top of the cap to really disperse the product evenly. And then I'm going to, using my lower lash as a guide, start bringing it out. Just like that. And that's plenty. Now I'm going to clean off the excess and work on blending and smoking that out just a little bit. And then I will go in and re-intensify. Now at this point, I am going to pause so I can switch back to eyeshadow. Be right back. Alright, so after just a little bit of cleanup and blending, I added a little bit more of the white to my brow bone. This is where I end up, and I just want to smoke it out so that everything is nicely incorporated. And I want to go ahead and add a little bit more gray into the crease and start feathering that out so it's a softer wing. I don't want a hard rock wing here. I just want a very, very soft blended wing. And I'm getting a little bit of mess on my face, but that's okay, we can clean that up in just a minute. Right now it's most important to blend some of this messiness out. And then very, very gently fluffing out that lower one. Alright, so now is when we go in with the white shade again, using another clean pencil brush and going in with the Female Trouble and just outlining it on the underneath, taking it around and trying to fill in this little gap a little bit. Now you could use concealer, the whiteout concealer I used before, but I don't want to destroy any of the smoke that I have created already. Alright, and I want this to be smoky, but I also want it to be clearly a wing. So now I'm going to go back in and add just a little bit more green to get that emerald pigment on point, and get my super, super tiny little blending brush and start mixing all those colors together, getting a super soft, super creamy green gradient. Working with that crease that we already established, and there is a little bit of something right here. I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be like an eyebrow hair or something, but we will clean that up in just a moment. And just smoking out that eye. And then very gently beginning to smoke that out as well. Now I did get a smudger brush just for this so that I could add a little bit more smoke to that lower wing. And then if you do want to darken, you can do whatever you like. I am going to choose to darken by taking a little bit of the black in the palette and a little bit of the midnight blue in the palette so that there is something of a color connection. All right, now I want to really fill in that highlight area, which I don't want to do with my fingers, as contrary to my nature as that may seem. But the D'Antoinette palette is just one of those beautiful palettes that I don't want to touch with my fingers. So I am just going to go in and add a little bit of the silver shade underneath and blend that out. And take it up to the brow bone, which is where I'll clean up that funky little mess that happened. And just overall have a smoky green. This is going to take a lot of blending to get it quite where I want it, but I am very happy with my first attempt at this, and I hope you are too if you are trying this as well. There is no reason to have to use the same products as me. These colors are available in a variety. So I am going to actually match this eye and then be right back. Alright, so here we have it, the finished product. Now, while I was away, I finished the other eye. I also added a little bit of the Lime Crime Unicorn highlighter in the pink shade on the palette, and just a little bit of lip color, contour, and just dusted it off. There really wasn't any fallout at all, and I was very surprised about that. Also, just surprised that I was able to do it, and I'm like really excited about it. So I'm gonna finish off with a little bit of setting spray just to settle my skin. All right, so thank you guys so much. Please remember to subscribe. There should be a logo from the channel somewhere around here. I hope to be bringing you more of these really bold looks. This really kind of boosted my confidence that I was able to do it, and I think I kind of nailed it. So thank you. Please subscribe and come back again. We'll see you later, gorgeous. Mwah.